This is just a quick warning to say there is some hilariously bad art coming up, but it should be a bit fun. So that's your warning. Now that I've given my warning about how bad this is going to be, I thought I'd explain fairly quickly about the challenge that I'm undertaking. So every year Popsugar gives 50 book prompts for people to pick from to encourage broader reading and to enjoy, and I decided that I would try and read all 50 book prompts. And how I was going to do this in my journal was I was going to write each book prompt in a little book shape, and that for every book I would finish I would draw a book cover on a piece of paper and then stick it on the in the book itself, I should say, and you can lift the flap and see what the prompt is. So this here is me kind of picking up halfway through. Well, actually I only did this a couple of days ago, so I'm kind of catching up on where I've got to, and I'm almost finished, and I should be on schedule to do all 50 book prompts. Now, the reason why I'm saying they're hilariously bad is because I'm literally doing this in less than 5 minutes per book cover. So as you can see, I'm already on my second book cover. The first one was the library book. This one should be The Martian by Andy Weir. Yeah, I think so. And this is me just kind of slapping it on almost and trying to do it as quickly as possible so it gives the general shape and gist of the book. And weirdly, in general, it does turn out actually okay, even though I'm just doing it in the quickest way possible. It does actually work really well, and I'm so pleased with the result, except for the one which is the most, really hilariously, it is so bad, but also a 5-year-old could do better. So as you can see, oh look, see, we're already on the third one already, and I think that is Tempest and Slaughter by Tamara Pierce. And I'm not going to tell you what the book prompts are because I can't actually remember, because I'm voice recording this and I can't actually see the book prompts from the angle I'm actually at. Moving on from the angle I'm at to the materials I'm using, I'm just basically using slightly thicker cards so it's easier to lift. If you're using ordinary paper, it doesn't work so well. So this is slightly thicker card, and I have drawn it with a flap at the top, so it just makes it easier to flip up, and it gives that little space to be able to work with. I'm also using a variety of different things. I've got pencil crayons, I've got a white gel pen, a gold gel pen. I do have ordinary pens. I actually had a new set bought for me for my birthday, so I've got 100 different colour pens which I'm using as well in this. I just wanted to experiment to see what they would look like if I did it. And overall, they pretty much worked okay. I had been hoping that they'd be a bit more vibrant in colour, some of them, or they'd work a little bit better. But overall, I can't really complain because they weren't exactly expensive, and I got 100 of them, so I could experiment away in all different colours. Now, moving back a little bit, one or two problems I did have with doing this method, especially with the crayons, if you're using a micron pen after you've done the colouring in, it does kind of wreck the nib, so just be careful when you're doing that. I keep forgetting about it, and of course I keep drawing after I've coloured it when I really should be doing it the other way around so it doesn't wreck the tip. And thankfully I did remember for most of it, but one or two I was like, oh, why didn't I do it beforehand? Anyway, going back to the books, as you can see, I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on my 6th one already, and this actually didn't take me too long to do in real life. This is speeded up, I think 500 speed, and I think I did all of this in about an hour. Not even that, I think, if I include drawing out the little books and cutting it out. It wasn't hugely long, so as you can tell, it's not the world's greatest picture, but also I'm kind of fond of most of them. I think I did fairly okay. I say okay knowing the bad one's coming up really soon. So I've got so far The Martian by Andy Weir, Tempest and Slaughter by Tamara Pierce, Snowflower and the Secret Fan by somebody whose name I can't remember. I've got The Good Luck Girls, whose author I can't also remember, and I've got Poirot Investigates, I want to say. Sorry, that's me pausing, trying to squint and see what I'd actually written. I think that's Poirot Investigates. And this one is my other Poirot one, which is The Hollow. And I'd forgotten that I actually knew who the murderer was right at the very beginning, because it's really obvious, but it's not at the same time. So very cleverly done, Agatha Christie. So the next one, oh, this is my hilariously bad one. So bad, so very, very bad. I think I had a little temper tantrum with this because I wrote Warcross and then I was like, no, I don't like it that way. I'll start again. So you didn't see me have a hissy fit and just throw it, but I did. So there's me looking again at the picture because I've got off screen pictures of the book covers so I can just do a general gist of it. And this is me picking because Warcross was really difficult as it had the name Warcross on it, but it was in a weird pattern, almost like a square, and it was all metallic and shiny but rainbow coloured. Yeah, I couldn't do it. And you can see I couldn't do it because that was my best effort and I still went horribly wrong. And there's me just looking at it in despair going, it's so bad. But you know what? I'm just going to ignore that and I'm going to just carry on because if I keep redoing it, I'm never going to get anywhere. So as you can see, I've just been cutting out my second row. So what I did is just made sure I measured how big it is on the actual book and then added 0.5 centimetre so I can have a flap, and then I just cut them out as I went. So the next book I'm drawing is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I really liked the silhouette on this, I admit. I feel like I did well. Hurrah! Something I can be proud of. I'm joking. I'm quite proud of them all, kind of, except for the Warcross. Warcross, seriously, it's so bad. But I did enjoy the silhouette. The nose was a little bit weird, but it's fine. It's fine. This is not a criticism. It is what it is. And as you can see, this is such an easy thing to do and you can adapt this to do anything with. So if you are doing a different readathon and you've got 5 different prompts, you can do lift the flats with that. I did do this with a winter readathon as well, and I did it the other way around where I had the book prompt on a flap and I drew the book underneath it. That was kind of fun, and I might do it that way round this year coming because my plan is to do the Popsugar prompt challenge again for next year and try again to do all 50. See, I'm leaving myself behind now. So the last book was Spellslinger by de Castell, I want to say. I'm very bad with author names, especially if I can't pronounce them very well. And this one, looking at it sideways, oh, it was Becoming by Michelle Obama. I can remember that, and I did find it actually really interesting seeing her life from a different perspective, and I'd never thought about a president's wife before, so I was glad I read it. Now, moving on to the next one, I think there's like 15 or so in this, and I'm just, again, trying to twist my head to see what it is I'm drawing. It's Full Metal Alchemist, which is a manga or manga. I'm not sure how you pronounce it really. I go with manga because there's an A in it rather than an on. Anyway, I digress. And that was a lot of fun as well. So if you want to try something different, do try Full Metal Alchemist. I got recommended it by another booktuber and it was a lot of fun. And I'm currently reading my way through, I think, all 27 volumes, and it's so cool. I should mention the other fun thing about doing this is it gives you a wide variety of artwork to work from. So some books are just one colour with wording, some things are a bit more complicated and you've kind of got to slim it down a little bit to try and get it on your tiny piece of paper. But also it gives you opportunity sometimes to do cartoon work. So Full Metal Alchemist, of course, is a manga and it's a bit cartoony. I've never done that before, so I had a lot of fun with that. And like this one, this is Crazy Rich Asian, I think it is, by Kevin Kwan. That was quite nice. It's nice colours to use. You don't often use bright colours just in one go, so again, that was really nice to use. The downside was it really didn't like the pen I was using, and I did have to do it the other way round rather than put the pen down first and then colour it in, because it was just lettering. It was so difficult, especially to do that. Now, the next one I'm doing is What Matters Most in Jane Austen, which is 20 questions answered. And I found that absolutely fascinating as well. And there were things that I didn't actually think about when I read the original books. Like, Mr. Collins is really, really young. And of course, when you see all the films, they always cast a man in his late 30s or 40s. And actually, he's only 27 years old. And I'm like, oh, it didn't occur to me before. So if you want to read something that just gives you a couple of answers to questions that you may or may not have thought of, do try What Matters Most in Jane Austen. Now, moving on to something more fantasy-like, I believe this is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novak. I'm looking sideways again. Yep, it's that. And that, of course, was a lot of fun. I really liked the colours in it. I liked the blues, the silvers, the whites in it. It was really wintry, and it actually reminds me very much of Russia when I read it, and it had a lot of winter. I kind of should have saved that for December, but I was a woman on a mission trying to read that and get it done. And the last book is Merry Spinster, my most disliked book. Now with that done, I can now stick them all in, and I'm using 2 different coloured washi tapes to stick them in because it gives it a nice pop of colour, so to speak, and it kind of matches the Popsugar challenge prompt at the top. Although I realised when I was doing this that I actually had picked out the wrong colour blue and it was supposed to be more like a minty green, but it was hardly noticeable, so it's fine. It all match. At least that's what the plan is. And as you can see, it's really easy. I'm just finding the prompts that goes with the challenge and I'm sticking it across the top. I admit I'm kind of excited to finish the entire challenge off, and I've only actually got 5 more books I think to read to finish the challenge. I mean, I didn't do everything on this, just so you know. There are a couple of prompts that I actually haven't done for this because I didn't think you want to see everything, because I'm going to have a book reveal at the end of the year so you can see the full glory of it then. But I'm really excited to get this finished, and I'm so close to the end. I'm so grateful that I've actually managed to get myself to get out of the reading slump and to be able to read such a broad variety. I'm kind of excited to try next year as well, so I'm hoping the challenge comes out very soon so I can prep my bullet journal to do this. Although having said that, I could probably do it right now, and I may just do so to show you the setup in a future video, and hopefully it'll be just as quick as this because it is so easy to set up, it's crazy. I think we're almost finished now, so as you can see the end result, it looks really good, and it doesn't matter if you kind of fluff it up a little because the overall impression of it is it's just such a fun thing, and I really like it even with the wrong weird bits. And hopefully it has inspired you to be able to do something, or you can adapt it to your own bullet journal or to your own artwork and have fun with it. So there we go, all done. Don't forget to look out for a future video where I set up a new Popsugar challenge prompt page, and also a look at my reading bullet journal from this year. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!